All right, we're going to get started. I want to acknowledge a couple of people that are here. I'm your council member, Letitia Plummer, City of Houston at large, position 4. Councilmember Shabazz is here. This is her district. We are here. Can you stand closer to me? She's here. I did get a phone call this morning for Representative Jolanda Jones. She is in District 147. She currently had a conflict, so she was not able to attend, but she wanted me to explain to the public that she understands the urgency of this conversation, and she will be in touch and ensure that we get some answers out of this. Tamara Bell, Super Neighborhood 83, McGregor President, she is present with us. Al Lloyd, South McGregor Civic Club President, he is present. Travis McGee, he is the South Park Super Neighborhood President and Sunnyside Civic Leader. He has joined us today as well. We have Minister Tyrone Price, Community Engagement Director of City Cathedral Church. We have Charlene Jones, Precinct 136. We're in her district right now, in her precinct currently. And we've got Karen Farber. She's from Buffalo Bayou Partnership. They are here present. If I've forgotten any of our civic leaders or community leaders, my apologies.
Ken Rogers.
Ken Rogers is here as well. Okay. That's great. So what you see here today is a community coming together for a conversation that is past overdue. As a council member at large, I'm the entire city. I live in this community, so this is obviously important to me. But as an at-large member, we have 2,500 miles of bayous in this particular city. So this is not just this particular area. This is everywhere, and this is something we need to be aware of. I want to give a couple of points that we've received, information that we've received. According to what HPD has said, there is no proof that there is a serial killer involved in these killings. Now, I'm saying what we know. Okay, I want to be very, very clear. From the information that we have attained from HPD, that is what they're saying. Police and other city officials have confirmed that there's no evidence of the linking of the deaths that we have seen. The rumors on social media have fueled fear, and what I'm here to do today is, number one, talk to community, ensure that I and my council member Shabazz, is her district, and our community leaders bring the information to the public in a timely manner so we can eliminate any types of rumors that are traveling around the city currently. In 2025, there have been 15 bodies that have been found in the Houston area bayous, 6 in the last 2 weeks. This year's cases are under active investigation, with many awaiting autopsy reports. Identified cases. At least 2 of the recent victims have been identified, including University of Houston student. I'm going to say her first name, Jade. I do not want to say her last name, but of course it's in the media, but I want to be respectful of herself and her family. Several remain unidentified, and the families need to be notified. And let me explain this, and this is in conversation with the administration, HPD. There are goals and deliverables that are going to be reached and met in the next 7 days. The goal of HPD is to identify these bodies urgently, make sure that their families are aware first, and with the family's consent, then we will make sure that you know who they are. Our goal, though, is to know gender, age, background, to ensure that we understand that the communities are aware of what's going on. But HPD and the administration has assured me, and race, yes, I'm sorry, thank you, Tamara, and race, and where they are, who they're coming from. We don't want to automatically assume these are suicides. We don't automatically want to assume that these young people have taken their lives. That is not fair to themselves or their families. So we don't want to give out any information that is not absolutely factual. Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences is working to determine causes of death. As all of you know, autopsies take a while oftentimes, and so far autopsies have not shown any evidence of foul play. Houston has over 2,500 miles of waterways. Drownings are unfortunate and uncommon. Many victims may be from vulnerable populations, including unhoused. Some of them may have died from natural causes in these waterways. But the current information is this: we don't want assumptions. This community wants to know what is going on, what is being done, and ensuring that the factual information is given to us in a timely manner, because there's a lot of concerns. A lot of young people are feeling unsafe, and we have to give them the support that they need. Bayous may look calm, but they're extremely dangerous. There are strong undercurrents in these bayous. There's hidden debris, there's sharp objects. Police Diaz has urged residents to avoid from swimming, fishing, or any recreational activities within the bayous. Residents need to remain cautious. Our young people need to understand that if you're walking around in the bayous past dusk, you are putting yourself at jeopardy. You need to, if you're a jogger, if you're a bike rider, as you know, a lot of our bayous, there's an underpass that you can kind of go under to escape the streets. Do not do that at this time period. Go on the street, cross over safely. When it's dark outside, make sure you're in more than one person. Make sure you have your phone, have something that will allow yourself to protect yourself, like something like mace. But make sure people know who you are. Share your location. Don't be secretive. Share your location with your family. It is time to be very cautious and careful during this time while we're getting more additional information. I want to reaffirm that the fears that are from the community are necessary and they're relevant and they're important. I'm urging HPD and the administration to make sure that we give the information, demographic information, to us as soon as possible so that we can kind of dismay some of the fears that are there. I want to thank the residents for showing up and committing to making sure that our communities are safe and are healed. I want to also acknowledge the families of the people that we have lost in these spaces, and I want the families to understand that we are going to make sure that we know what's happened to your loved ones if you're unaware of that, and our office is available to you. Councilman Shabazz's office is available to you. If anyone sees anything, hears anything, please call 911 and let us know what is going on. At this time, I want to pass the mic over to my Councilman Shabazz for any comments.
Thank you and good morning, and thank you, Council Member and Tamara Bell, for assembling the people of the community. I am Council Member Carolyn Evans Shabazz, the Council Member for District D, what I call the District of Destination. Certainly, whenever we have deaths of any kind, it is a concern. I have particularly, this is personal to me. I have a friend a couple of years ago that was found in the bayou down by the police station. And there was never a resolution regarding his death. And so certainly this is very important. I live not very far from this area as well. But I want people to just know that we're not making assumptions just based on assumptions. We are getting information from HPD. I certainly got detailed information regarding the death of Jade. There's evidence that shows that there was nothing done. She was not tampered with in any way with foul play. There is evidence that she actually walked to the location and actually walked into the bayou. And so we are just really, really concerned because we do have two major institutions here, and we want our students to know that we are here for them. If they're having some type of mental issue that makes them feel that they are lost, because at that age, sometimes you feel that no one is listening and no one is there for you. But you are very important, and we want you to grow into adulthood so that you can be great citizens for this city. But we don't want people to panic. But that does not say that we do not want you to be vigilant. You should always be vigilant. I walk in the evenings in this area, and certainly I have to be mindful of my surroundings. The council member gave wonderful, wonderful things that need to be done. Travel in pairs, which of course I don't, but I walk in my main community. But certainly we have to remain vigilant regardless of what's going on around us, because we are in a major city and things do happen. But we don't want people to panic unnecessarily, but always be mindful of your surroundings. When you get out of the car, look around. I know I tend to get in my car, maybe coming from the grocery store, and decide I want to send a text message. Make sure you lock your car. Someone can jump in the car while you are sitting there doing your text, and they may be armed, and you may not get the opportunity to get out of the car. So we do have to raise the height and heighten our surroundings, our awareness of our surroundings. But again, I thank you. We will stay on top of this. We are engaged with HPD and the Precinct 1 Constable, who has assured me that this most recent death was not foul play. But we don't want anyone to befall a tragedy, regardless if it's at their own hands or at the hands of someone else. So certainly I do thank you, and I thank the community for coming out. And I see Deloy Parker over here with the Shape Center, and he's already aware of things. And we have our seniors. It's not just young people that can befall criminal activity. And so certainly I am thankful that you all are here, because this is how we get the word out. You know, we can do the social media, we can do the Facebook, we can do all of those things, but we rely on the media to get the word out to people that these things are happening. Now, there were several deaths last year, so they're saying that this is not unusual, but we don't want it to happen at all. And so certainly we're going to do what we can to stop criminal activity, period. And so again, I thank you, Council Member, for allowing me to have a few words.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
And I want to acknowledge former District B Councilmember Dwight Boykins. He's present as well. And thank you so much for being here too. Come on. Tamara Bell.
Good morning. I'm Tamara Bell. I am the chairman of McGregor Super Neighborhood 83. I'm former chairman of the Super Neighborhood Alliance for the whole city from Clear Lake to Kingwood. And I appreciate Letitia helping get this to collaborate this, and I appreciate the presence of all of you all here, because you see the community that I'm talking to, they're not happy at all, because you may not know some things, but there are some things that they feel they should have been told. Because, for example, the young lady at University of Houston, I went to her vigil. I don't think there's a student on that campus that's going to believe what was just said. Over 400 kids attended that vigil. This young lady was an honor student. She was a leader at the school. She was multi-talented, and they were like, she was a friend to everyone. So when people hear this, and then they hear initially this, before the autopsy's even done, there's speculation about the death and all of this, it does not give them any comfort. And then you have a total of 14 people, 6 in the last. I get it. You are still working on the last 6, but there are some things you could tell the community, because the bodies were pulled from the bayou. They were not burned. You could tell, was it male, what approximate age, what was their race, because people are alarmed. 6, I don't care what happened last year. You had a hurricane last year, so if you found people in the bayou last year, it wouldn't have surprised people. But 6 on clear days, in less than 2 weeks, people are alarmed. People are concerned, and they want answers, okay? Because there are answers you could give without doing any forensics. You could look at them and say, just like the young lady they found in U of H's down, the first thing they said was that it was a woman. So people want to know. I attended University of Houston, and I attended University of Houston downtown. Hell, you can't go to class at U of H downtown without passing the bayou. You got to park at the bottom and walk over the hill. U of H, you got the bayou right here. You got bayous all over this city. We call it McGregor, but people know it's Braves, it's Buffalo Bayou. They call it Grease Bayou. Look, this is alarming to people. I don't do social media. None. Zero. All my imaginary friends I left in pre-K. I have none now. This is lit up social media around the country, around the world. This is a concerning event to occur. I mean, it is. So you got to tell us something, because if you don't, people's imagination is going to run whether you get on board or not. You had a press conference Wednesday with the mayor and the police chief, and then the next day, Thursday at 11:30, you find another body. What comfort level are we left with? So I am here to say, tell us more. We want to know. Letitia is right. Young people, I was that way when I was young. They feel they're invincible. They don't even think in their ramifications. With all that's going on, they don't. You do need to be more vigilant. If you see something, say something. Other than that, people, they won't know. But it may not look normal to you, and shouldn't look normal to you, if you see a car parked right next to the bayou. Why the hell are they over there? So say something if you see something. It takes a village. It takes the whole city. And I don't care where you live by a bayou, whether you know it or not. So I'm asking Houston and the surrounding areas because I had no idea. They found 4 bodies in Channelview. Did y'all know that? My friend was at the beautician with one of the mothers of a kid. She said they had ate lunch and he left. 28 years old. 20 days later, his body come up and she don't know what happened. And this was months ago. So it is alarming. You cannot keep silence. You need to protect the citizens here instead of worried about the ones that won't come because this is going on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do you want to say something? Okay.
Good afternoon. Good morning. My name is Travis McGee. I'm the Super Neighborhood President for South Park and also the Civic Leader for the Sunnyside area. This has been very alarming to us because we have been lacking the who, what, when, where, and how from our elected officials. It's very alarming to have 15 bodies this year, 24 bodies in 2024, and 26 bodies in 2023. That's a total of 65 bodies total in the last 3 years. So it's a whole lot to be alarmed about. The lack of transparency. We just want the basic things that we learned in elementary. Who, what, when, where, how. So we don't want any assumptions. We want all 65 bodies. We want to know who they were, how they died, and things like that. We want everyone to be dealt with dignity and respect. We don't want to hear they were just homeless. They was in an encampment. We don't know who killed themselves, who drowned, but we want everything to be properly investigated here in the city of Houston. So it's very alarming when we hear the word, don't be alarmed. One body is too many. One body is too many. So we want everybody to come together and really find out what's going on here. But we really want transparency here in the city of Houston. In this particular political climate, nothing should be off the table. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you want to say something? I would like you've been a staple in our community.
I just want to say that everything that I've heard makes sense. And I support us doing something. But the most important thing is for us to be consistent. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Let's not wait to find a body to deal with self-defense. Don't wait to find a body to deal with changing the condition. We got to move on it. We got to be active. What is the word?
Proactive.
You got to help me with them.
I know that's right. Hey, we always having a senior moment.
Yeah, we got to be proactive. Don't wait until you find a body. We know the conditions exist in this community that permit this to happen all the time. That means we have to move on that proactively. The civic groups, the organizations, what you're doing, all of us need to come together and move on it and do it proactively. Don't wait until something happens. It's going to happen tomorrow. So we have to be prepared to deal with the next day. We have to work on that. And I say this on behalf of the Shape Center family. We have family, we have children, we have mothers, we have grandmothers, we have elders that meet at Shape every week. And they're potential victims if we don't do something about it.
Right.
So we have to collectively do something about it. And no naming, shaming, and blaming. But let's get on board, all of us on the same ship, okay? In the same direction, okay? We can do it. So I say that, give me this. Repeat after me if it makes sense. I am.
I am.
Because we are.
Because we are.
We are.
We are.
Therefore I am.
Therefore I am.
There's no me.
There's no me.
Without you.
Without you.
And there's no you.
There's no you.
Without me.
Without me.
We all part of a family.
We all part of a family.
Of interdependence.
Interdependence.
Hey y'all, we need each other. Across the board, okay?
Right. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what you're saying. Okay. With that being said, let me give a couple more points that I got from the administration HPD. When a body is found, obviously they have to identify the body. They've got to find their next of kin. There has to be a coroner's report, and then a detective is assigned to that particular person, right? There are people. And then that's how the information. What we're asking for is basic demographic information. Let me be clear. We want to know age, race, where they're from. We don't need a name. Am I missing anything tomorrow? Race, age, what community they're from, just the basic information.
where were they found?
Where were
Not
they
where they
found?
from. Where were they found?
Where were they found? We want the basic information. What I understand, out of the 7 most recent, okay, I want to focus on the 7 most recent. HPD is able to identify 6. Well, they're going to identify 6 of them. One of them is severely decomposed, and so it's a little bit more challenging. So we may find a little bit later on that particular person, but their goal and task right now is to identify 6 of them, and we should have that information, incredibly soon. I want to. I'll put up for any questions you may have. For any question you may have for me. Yes.
Retired police officer Marcella Guidry could probably speak from HPD's perspective right here.
If she wants.
If she wants to.
Okay.
And I'm just throwing it out.
Yeah. I don't want to put anyone.
Okay,
that's right.
I want to be really respectful of your position. I'm glad that you're here. I do want to be respectful. When HPD comes out and does a formal press conference, that is their position, and I want to make sure that I'm not putting any words in anyone's mouths and making sure that we're sticking to it, because that's going to continue to put out information that may not be supported. So I want to be acknowledged that. I want to take questions from the media.
What are they saying why they are not giving out this information that you all are demanding?
It's just timing. They're just I'm giving you what they're telling me. Okay, I'm not saying that's the right information. I'm just saying what they're giving me. They're just saying they need more time, but they understand. Let me tell you this though: the fact that everyone is here today, the fact that we called this meeting and this press conference, the urgency is there. They understand that the community is asking and wanting a ton of questions. So I'm assuring everyone that we are going to know information very, very soon.
And have they announced any, beefing up security in that area? I know we know it's a really big, distance to
Exactly.
cover, but what have they said? What are they going to do?
So because it's a bayou and it's 2,500 miles of bayou, it's very difficult because it's a current. So I know that on the surface it looks like it's really calm, but I know that when it does it, if you live in the area, that small narrow channel that's in the center, there's a very heavy undercurrent there. So even though a body may be dropped in one area, that may not have been specifically where they've died. It could have started somewhere else. So in terms of security, I think that may be a bit challenging, but I will ask the question and get a better answer for you.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to add something
Yes,
to that.
yes.
We're asking the surrounding communities, if you have camera footage, could you make sure that you check your cameras? Because of it being
Yes,
2,500
absolutely.
miles, we can't feasibly put cameras all over the bayou. But there are people who have picked up certain things in their cameras at home. So if you don't check it on a regular basis because you're not having a personal issue, we're asking that you do check, especially when you hear that these things have happened, because you may be that piece of information that is needed to be able to let people know if there is something to be alarmed about or whether they can rest easy.
Right.
So
because
thank you.
keep in mind, every single person that has been found will get assigned to a detective, and there will be a specific investigation happening. So questions, knowing who they are, where they're from, who their families are, who their friends are, what they've been up to in the last couple of days, like all those normal investigative activities are happening to all of them, and that's ongoing. Yes, absolutely.
To back up what she said, as they said, it's 14 bodies. They found 6. The other bodies they found back in April. I just don't believe those other 8 people are unidentified.
Right.
Seriously.
Right.
That part could have been released. And as I said, the things that we're asking, it doesn't take an autopsy to do most of the things we're asking. And that's sex, approximate age, and race.
Right.
That's a visual.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's something that I know my office and Councilmember Shabazz's office are going to be diligently working on to making sure we get that basic demographic information.
Are you doing anything directly to communicate with the local universities? Is there any collaboration in encouraging students to be proactive in what they're doing?
No, absolutely. It's a great question. I've actually reached out to University of Houston and Texas Southern. We're engaging the young people. My goal is to, myself and Councilmember Shabazz, we're going to go and have meetings just like this at the schools, and we're letting the students arrange those for us. We also have some police officers that do a lot of community outreach, and they're also willing to go in and talk about safety and how they can be more safer and watch their surroundings. And just some tips to ensure that they're safe and protected.
And one other thing, we do have...
Constable Smokey Phillips is actually here too. Thank you, Constable, for being here. I appreciate you. Yes.
Okay, hold on. We do have several law enforcement agencies in this area, including Texas Southern and University of Houston, Houston Community College, and certainly Constable Smokey Phillips in his office. So we're asking that they all step up the patrols. As Deloitte says, we want to be proactive. We don't want to be reactive. So we're going to engage them as well, not just the students. We need the students to certainly know how they should operate safely. They're in college now, and some of them are spreading their wings, but we need them to know, even though we want you to enjoy this experience, you must be vigilant about your own safety.
Absolutely.
What do you
Absolutely.
say to the people in the community who are saying the city doesn't want a stain on it right now? The World Cup coming. What do you say to those people?
Well, I will say that you have council members like myself and Councilmember Shabazz, and that's just not going to fly. No, we need to understand, we don't care what events are coming to the city of Houston. Our responsibility is taking care of the citizens in the city of Houston. I'm an at-large member. That means I'm in charge of everybody. And I know that what my charge is, and that's not acceptable. And I want people to know you've got people on that horseshoe that care. You've got community that are supporting us and making sure that we get the answers for you. And so I want to let you know that's not going to happen. Absolutely.
One was, Norm mentioned 14, someone else mentioned 16. Is there a consensus about how many bodies have been found?
Fifth.
And the second question is, what kind of security or anything is in place for those areas where it's really dark? This is actually out in the open, but there are places down in Buffalo Bayou that are very scary.
Yeah, no, I understand. I can't specifically answer what's happening in those particular areas. We have 2,500 miles of this. It's a lot of space. So it's really a point to where community has to be aware, and they need to know what they need to do to protect themselves. So the sun's going down earlier. We know when dusk happens. Like I mentioned before, don't ride your bike underneath the underpass. I mean, there are areas in the underpass. I'm a cyclist. I know there are areas people can hide. So you have to be diligent yourself and be responsible in terms of making good decisions when it comes to traveling on our Bayou Greenways.
And it would be
And the
a good
15 is in.
And it would be a good idea if you carry mace or something that you can help defend yourself.
Okay.
And certainly in regards to the question about the World Cup and all of that, as council member said, we're not concerned about all of that. Sure, that helps the economics of the city, but we want the city to be safe. And we don't want just a false picture put forth. And we're not trying to politicize anything. We certainly want all of this to be done on a regular and consistent basis.
Right.
And so if there is an unsafe environment, then the people need to know where they're going, because we need them to be vigilant as well.
Right.
You all are kind of saying these are the safety measures people should be aware of. Don't go under bridges. Be aware of the timing. Bring mace. It could lead people who are listening to this at home that there is someone hiding under the bridges, trying to grab people at night. Can you guys kind of affirm that that's not what?
No. Yes. Right. No, I am saying what we normally should do living in an urban city. We are living in the fourth largest city in the nation. Okay, and so these are things, I have 3 sons. I tell them the exact same thing every single day. We have to be responsible for ourselves and our own safety. So I'm absolutely not saying that there's any reason to be alarmed. If there is a reason to be alarmed, we will be the first ones to let you know, because that's important. Our responsibility is protecting our community. But no, I'm just saying we live in an urban environment, which means that there are protections that you have to naturally take to make sure that you are responsible for your own safety and your own well-being.
And we have National Night Out coming on Tuesday, October the 7th. We're asking all of the Civic Club leaders and the media to come out so that we can let people know who may not know what's going on. But that is a perfect night. How best to help and serve your neighbors than to let them know that there are safety issues in this big city that we must address. Absolutely. But we certainly don't want to just alarm people any more than necessary. But at the same time, we want people to always be vigilant.
Absolutely.
Because it may not be the bayou, it may be you or you. So we need to make sure that these things are getting done consistently.
And I want to say something to what you said, Rowan. Yes. I want to go to what Rowan said. We're not saying that there is somebody under there or that there is somebody not under there. We got 15 people that's found in the bayous. We don't know how they got in the bayou. We don't know if they were thrown in the bayou, if they walked in the bayou, if they lived by the bayou, if they saw the bayou. We don't know how they got in there. So we are just saying, be vigilant. Okay, we're not saying that there's, somebody in the bushes. We're saying be vigilant because it may be somebody in the bushes. That's what we're saying. We don't know. We have no answers to how they were there. We don't know. So we are saying, please be vigilant and keep your eyes open. If you see something, say something.
And let
know
me.
what's going on is reasonable. People need to know, because when you don't know, that's when rumors really, really fly. And so this community, as the city of Houston, is entitled to know details of what transpired. And then that way we can certainly know what is going on, which is reasonable to want to know what's going on in order to prevent these things from continuing.
And the other thing I want to say to young people is, I know oftentimes you have privacy and you don't want your mom and dad and your aunt, uncle, grandma to know where you are. That is not a great way of thinking right now. Somebody needs to always know where you are and who you're with. It is really important to share your location with someone that you know cares about you. Check in with people. If someone is not shown up for a couple days, or a day or 24 hours, and you feel concerned, young people, y'all look into that. Ask questions. Make sure. We all have to protect each other. We are a community. Look who is standing behind us right now. This is community. And like my grandmother always says, it's a village that raises us. And so the village has to stay together, and we are here to support you. But you also have to support yourself and protect yourself. Any other questions?
I don't know which one of you said it, but I thought someone said that there was a video of Jay, the victim, walking into the bayou. Did you say?
I don't know anything like that.
I didn't say there was video. I said there was evidence of her walking into the bayou.
Yeah.
I'm not, at liberty to address anything, regarding that. But certainly, it disturbed me. But I do realize that it's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot for adults to be able to deal with the things that are happening. So you can imagine what could be happening to the students. Their money is being impacted, the health care, everything for them as well. And so we want to make sure that the community that hears this is letting everybody know this is happening. And you can call Councilmember Plummer's office, you can call my office, but you can call 311. 311 and tell them that you have a concern regarding something that you saw. And let me say this too. If you see something in progress, don't just call and say, I want to report something. Use those words, in progress. I believe that will help you get a more expedient response. But the important thing is to get the word out, which is key for people to preserve their own well-being and safety.
And I want to be a little bit careful in terms of making assumptions on what, for example, for Jade, I want to be respectful of that. I only want to give factual information. I don't know what Jade was doing. We don't know until we understand that clearly, to respect her family, to respect herself. It is unfair for us to make an assumption. And so I'm going to be very, very clear. Until I get an investigative report from HPD, I am not saying that Jade did anything irresponsibly, that she was dealing with anything. I want to be very, very clear on that in this press conference, okay? Because, yes.
One other thing, I want to make sure that I didn't put out false information. I got this from a credible source. And so certainly I'm not one that wants to just fire the alarm off. But certainly this is something that we must stay on top of. If she was experiencing some mental difficulties, we want the other students and the people in the community to know we care. Do not think that what you're saying and doing is not important, and we want you to remain
Any other questions?
So it seems, there's two factors, mental health and health.
No, let me be very clear. Yes.
But concerning the victim, and then some victims they claim, homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
There's two issues that plague the city, intersecting in
Right.
one way. What is the city going to do about it?
Okay, so first I want to dispel the mental health piece. because that is not proven. Okay, we don't know that.
Right.
I want to acknowledge the homelessness piece because that has been released by HPD. But we want to also get more investigative information on that piece. Harris Health is supportive when it comes to mental health issues. All of you know we have lost funding from a federal government perspective. Mental health is a real concern for the city of Houston. But Harris Health and the Harris Center are where we get the support for mental health issues. And if you have any concerns with anyone in your family that may be struggling with mental health, there are suicide prevention lines that are also accessible to us. Please call our offices and let us assist you with getting to the right person so that you can get and maintain the assistance you may need. But we are not saying.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up.
We have
Yeah,
the Harris
yeah.
County
Before we wrap this
mental
up, I want to
hospital
say
right across the street, right across the bayou.
before we wrap this up, I want to make sure y'all get this out to the public. If you all have a family member who you have not been able to reach, and that is an abnormal behavior for them, please contact the police
Yes.
and let them know. Because they'll tell you it's a 24-hour wait before they'll tell them. But if you got somebody you've been trying to get a hold of for 3 or 4 days and that's abnormal, let them know. Please let them know. We got to check on each other, and especially elderly people. I mean it. So please get that out. If you have somebody that you have not heard from in days, be responsible and check on them, please.
And you can
in this
request a
Yeah.
wellness check.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Okay.
I know you all said that you want the police to start coming out more around the bayous and to protect it, but as a community, have we done our part? Maybe like some task force that we plan to start or something?
Now, like I said, the Bayou is 2,500 miles, right?
It's under Harris
It's a
County
lot.
flood
It's
control.
under Harris County flood control, and so I will be having a conversation with them to see what they can do. And our office will, send out some follow-up information. That's a great question, but I will definitely follow up on how we can do that. Thank you all so much for being here. We really are grateful for your attendance. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Really